Well, I'm sure gardening is on many of our minds right now. The temperatures are high, everything is in full bloom, and the grass is growing furiously. But your garden, it could use a little work. Does that sound like you? Well, joining us today to help is gardening expert Ginny Rosenkranz from the University of Maryland Extension Office. Ginny, thanks for coming in this afternoon. I know with me, I have the vegetable garden planted, but the flower garden, I haven't even touched yet. So what do I need to do to prepare the soil for planting?
More for a garden in the ground, basically you want to go ahead and pull all the spring weeds, things like henbit, chickweed, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Rake all the leaves that might have landed in there from the trees around there. And then you can see what you've got. And then you go ahead and take a look at all the wonderful annuals that are in full bloom right now. So you can go ahead and say, what colors do you want? And just put them in there.
So annuals are what we should be planting right now?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you brought some in.
Ah, yes.
You have some for shade and some for sunshine. So let's start with the ones for shade, for shady areas.
For shady areas, I really only brought three. There's a lot of other things, but I just decided to choose three. And I'm going to put them into what I call the three different levels. The thriller is the one that would give you a vertical accent in the garden, something that's very upright and draws your eye upwards, which is good. And I like the caladiums because the leaves are the main show. I know they're not a flower, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And this one's pure white, so it'll go with almost anything. And then the filler, that's the one that kind of fills the garden out, and in a sense of a container, it'll fill the container up a little bit. And I'm choosing this clown plant because I like the bright purple and yellow, which are actually complementary colors. The purple and yellow are on the opposite side of the color wheel, so the yellow makes the purple look more vivid.
It makes it pop.
Yes, exactly. That's real cool. And then to keep it all in togetherness, I've gone ahead and used beacon silver, which is a spiller, and this is going to cascade down over the pot. Right, and if it's in the garden, it just becomes a ground cover, which is just as wonderful too.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's move on to the sunny plants. You have the spillers, fillers, and thrillers there.
Well, we have some unusual thrillers. This one is actually a millet, and a millet is one a lot of farmers grow for food crop, but this is an ornamental one, so you've got the really pretty foliage and the funky looking purple thing there. I also have some asparagus fern, which is light and airy, but that'll also give you the nice upright
in
look.
the middle.
Right. Yeah. I've got some summer snapdragons, which I absolutely love, and there you go. And the old-fashioned spike, which is just spiky, you know, whatever. And they will always give a nice vertical accent. And so for the fillers, things that you want to have to fill out in the garden or in a container, I've got lantana, which I just love the colors, and that actually is an awesome butterfly attractant. And then this again, this is called the star flower, and it has beautiful little flowers, comes in pink and red and white, and again, butterflies absolutely adore it.
And that's for the filler.
That's the filler, and the begonias would be the filler. Begonias can be either for sun or shade, so you know, that's what I think is cool.
So for our spillers?
Oh, the spillers. Those are things that are going to cascade down, and that would be like the sweet potato vine. And then I have bacopa over there. I have calicopia over there. I have verbena. All these things will cascade down, which is really neat. Or again, make a good ground cover.
Okay, so you're going to show us how to actually plant these in a pot. So what do we start with? I imagine we start with the thriller.
Yes. Well, first of all, you make sure that you have a good pot with good drainage. That's important. And then you want to wash the pot from last year, put in brand new potting soil. I know people are like, well, I don't want to waste that money. Yes, you do, because this way it has no insects or diseases in there. So let's go with the thriller. Let's go with the summer snapdragon. That's
this one right here? Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and dig a hole in the soil. And we're going to go ahead and plant it in there. Now what we want to do is we want to break up the roots a little bit. I'll tell you, roots are very silly. They have no clue that they're supposed to do more than just grow around the pot. And you have to kind of wake them up and say, look guys,
it's time to get to work.
Yes, exactly. This is your job. Do this right. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some lantana. See, the white and the pink, the white and the yellow really look really well together.
They complement each other?
Well, actually they're very close to this color wheel. Instead of being on the opposite side of the color wheel, they are very close to the color wheel. So that'll be good. Okay, so that'll give you your brightness also. So this will be your upright, this will be your filler, which is nice. And butterflies, absolutely love both of these plants.
And we want butterflies.
Absolutely. And we need a spiller. You choose. What would you like over there?
And I'm sorry, what was that?
The spiller. Isn't there a little white one over there?
Another little white one. How about this?
That would be pretty. That would be good. Now this is a licorice plant, which is neat. And what's nice about this one is that it's all of these are very drought tolerant. So let me go ahead and play with the roots a little bit.
Okay.
squish that in.
And this is probably the most you want to put in this pot.
Yeah.
You don't want to overfill it?
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and put that a little bit on its side so it does spill over, makes it looking like, okay, now he knows what he's supposed to do. It's very, very easy when you have a pot with small plant stuff. Just put all kinds of plants in there.
Yeah.
No, you really want to keep it very simple.
Give the roots room to grow.
Exactly. And give the top room to grow also.
Yeah.
So this is very easy. Now, we were talking about complementary colors also. Here's another complement where you have the yellow lantana and the purple salvia.
They go very well together.
So we could have gone ahead and done that one too to have more color.
Okay.
So there's so many color combinations.
I know, the possibilities are endless. Very beautiful. Jenny, thank you so much, as always, for coming in and helping us get our garden started. And of course, if you would like any more information about gardening, just visit our website, wboc.com, click on our picture at the top of the page. Well, between the gardening tools, the lawnmower and trimmer, and oh, you know, your car, your garage is probably filled to the brim. But have you thought about getting an outdoor shed? There's metal, there's wood, there's vinyl, so many choices, it's hard to know which is best. Coming up, Angie Hicks of Angie's List tells us what we need to know before making the purchase. Well, there's nothing like working in the yard on a Saturday morning and spending the whole afternoon in your pool. Up next, we hear what you'll need before you dive in. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.